Hello, I'm on. I'm ready to rock and to roll. Let's do Puzzle Rush. Hold on. Oh, drat. That was silly of me on one of those. Sorry. Alright. I should have done that. Just 1 second. right back. Let's do it to it. Oops, wrong one. I'll create a oh no, I don't want to create one. I don't want to create a did the wrong one. Sorry about that, guys. That's correspondence. I don't want to do correspondence. Real time. I'm going to do 15 minutes. I'll give it another, okay. I'm gonna infiltrate in there. Okay, let's do another one of these, and then we'll get busy. Alright, Puzzle Rush it is. Let's see if I, hold on, check. Oh yeah, it's mate because of the pawn attack, protecting there. Had to make sure it was checkmate. Okay, oh, I win a knight there. I checkmate, 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 checkmate. So let's see here, there. Do I win anything? Let me see. Ah, there we go. Win a piece. Check. Ah, I win the. Do I win the rook? Yes. Had to make sure that that was the correct thing. So check. Yep, I win a rook. Oh, not a rook. Got to think about that. Okay. Let's see here. Check. It comes up. Yep. Here we go. We gotta win a rook. We win a rook there, but only there. We had this actually happen in the game, so it's a good thing we learned that pattern. Oh, oh, wow. Okay. Wow. Maybe there was mate or something. That was really interesting. Okie dokie. So takes. Boy. Let me see here. Yeah. Trying to figure out how to remove the defender of the bishop there. Actually, let me see here. Ah, got it. Drat. Let's see, what did I do with the 5 here? We'll give it one more shot. Okay. You win the knight. I missed the pawn there. I have to be more observant. Just give yourself maybe 1 or 2 seconds more. There's mate there. I took the queen rather than mate, so I missed that. I knew it was either a mate or the queen takes. Oh wow, I can't believe that. Whoa. Okay. Let's give that one more shot. Wow. Ooh, okay. Let's stay focused, stay focused. Bishop takes pawn. Double up rook. Yeah, that's it. I don't know what I did wrong there. Okay, we'll call it there on that. Let me see, what am I... Oh, I see. When I think of this, it's rook here. Drat. Okay, let's try that again. So knight here, and then you win the queen with a skewer. Okay. Yikes. Okay. All right. Let's do it to it. Let's do a study. Okay, we're going to institute another one. It's called mastering this. I think it's called Mastering Chess Strategies. We're going to be doing that. So let's set up a. Let's go to our studies and set up a new studies. Chapter 1, let's see what chapter 1 is. Hold on. Basic concepts of strategy, so we're going to be doing that. make sure I have this right. Oops, I forgot I had an A instead of an E. There we go. I mean yeah. There we go. Okay, we're gonna have to, I gotta set up the position though. Pencil just in case I need to bookmark it. Okay, it's called the Basic Strategies. Oops, I have to make this into a study. Who's to move? Gotta make sure who's to. Okay, it's black to move. Okay, it has to go to our studies. Mastering chess strategy. This has to get deleted. There we go. Okay, this is what it says. Introduction. The middle game is perhaps the most demanding phase of the game, where the player is constantly faced with tactical and strategic challenges. Without a doubt, tactical capability is fundamental in order to conduct a direct battle on the board, creating and evaluating threats, etc. However, we also need some basic notation about what things are beneficial for us in the long run. In this great work of strategic, famous chess trainer Mark Davorsky outlines a range of concepts and related definitions which, with some slight modifications, conform to the theoretical basis of the chapter. So, the author is John Helston. Jonathan Heaston. It's so this is the author if you wanted to get it. There you go. Oops. Make sure I got this right. Okay. Let's put that in there. Hold on, so let me make sure. see, I want to make sure I have this right in view. Oops, sorry. Yikes. This is the... There it is. And that's John, that's the John guy. Okay. Okay, a review of the concepts. Oops, sorry, I have to get back. I'll have you just take a... I'll be right back. One second. Be right back. Do it to it, my friends. Right. Back to work. Okay, we have to get to this part. We have to read what we're going to be talking about. Okay. So we're going to review the basic strategies and undertaken in games. We can observe to use tactics and strategic operations. The tactical ones are easy to grasp: direct threats, pins, forks, deflections, etc. As for strategic ones, we can discuss between improving our pieces, pawn play, exchanges prophylactic with restrictions, and basically prohibiting our opponent to do what they want. The remainder of this book is structured around these subjects and how. And now let's just see a few examples in practice. We're going to show a few examples in practice. Okay, let's do it. Improving our chess pieces. At first glance, white seems to be clearly better. All his pieces are active, and the opponent has a weak A6. And the queenside pawn majority is an asset in an endgame, in any endgame. On top of this, the black forces are obviously structured badly and badly placed knight on e8. So these are constructed badly, and the knight is horrible on e8. That's what they're saying. So a simple but very strong move was played. G6. Exclam. And what was actually played after that was bishop to f1. A good square for the bishop where it protects g2. Keeps a watch on a6. And eventually black can prepare, or white can prepare to go g5. Fighting for dark squares could adjust his plans, white's plans. Slightly by preparing the g5. And slightly more passive potentially could be g7 too. And knight to f6, and everything's unwinding at that point. And sometimes you can even play this here if you needed to. Like knight g7 was actually played, but you can play bishop g7 and allow the knight to come out. You can play the interesting move queen h8, or bishop h8, which is an interesting move here. And then knight g, then to f5 at that point, g7 to f5. A strange tempo loss was actually played here. Queen east e3 was actually a dubious move. This was a tempo loss. More to the point of play is actually queen h4, and then the knight, or h3, sorry, then the knight can come into h3. Sorry, knight come into f3, f3, f5. So queen h3, knight f5. That's what I mean. So now queen h3 and f d8. In 4 moves, the situation on the board has changed noticeably. Thanks to his strong centralized pieces, black already holds the upper hand here. Rook d3. A simple rook takes, and then d1 might have been preferable for black. Gains space, time, and everything. Because if takes, then now black's gonna be in, white's gonna be in a world of hurt at this point. So I'm going to give you a second to find white to move. Actually, sorry, black to move. Exclam. Black to Move Exclam. I'll give you a chance to take a look at that, and I'll be right back. Hey, how's it going, GBX Gaming? How's your day going? GBX Gaming, our games. That's good. It's going excellent. Great. Glad to hear there's no problems. Okay. If you were thinking E5 exclam, you were right. And bishop d2, e4. And the pawn for black is just going up the board. Rook takes, and then bishop f4. And h5. And now there's a sensible move in order to back up the well-placed knight is this here, because otherwise if you don't do h5, there's actually g4 that could come smashing in. So h5 stops g4 in its tracks. So you can take, then queen takes, and then bishop can come back, and you've got some sort of a pin going there. So f4, h5. Yeah, black black went on to win the game with a simple example of how to improve one's pieces, and the possibility of virtually any operation of a tactic, especially if it's a worse piece that can be placed to a better piece. That's always huge. So this was a I want to see if there's a game here. Nope. So we got to we'll stop here and we'll get on to our other ones. I'll put my marker in here. There we go. Now we'll do a Magnus Carlsen one. Okay. White to move here. Yeah, there we go. So we got to do studies. Okay, we're looking at it from Magnus' perspective, and Magnus is black, and his opponent is white. His opponent played a bad move here, which was taking. In this queenless middle game, it favors black to have doubled pawns. Actually, hold on. It favors black to have double pawns, and white's rook would actually stand better on c1. So black actually is really doing good here. It's white that's having a problem. And so favorably, the move sequence would have been knight takes exclam here for Magnus, and then knight takes the bishop, he takes f, and queen takes c2, rook takes c2, rook takes d4, because the knight's not coming out. Knight takes a1, and then rook takes. The position would be equal here. Nobody would be benefited here. Yes, white's up a pawn, but the pawns are doubled, and there's nothing that could arise out of this situation here. H takes g. Recommended taking instead with the f pawn. One of the grandmasters said that potentially f takes g is actually an exclam move here. Knight takes c1. Of course, knight takes, rook takes, knight b3, and rook b4 would have a small edge for black. Because you're pinning the knight to the pawn. Knight takes, exclam, takes d, knight b4 or b3, and then rook b4, exclam again. Black obviously intends to go for, rather than going for this move here, he's more content with pinning the knight. This actually would have been a dubious move. There's no real reason to have gone for that, because then knight takes here and would be equalish at this point. King g2 to connect the rooks. After rook takes a7, which would be a mistake here. Rook takes a7, and white loses a pawn on the queen side because he has to retreat his knight out, and he'll have to play rook here, retreat, and then you take there and retreat the knight. So it would be something like this here, and then the knight would have to retreat at this point. He actually potentially would lose, yeah. king g2, rook takes c1, and hd1. And now the rooks are activated, the knight's activated. It's going to be an interesting, fun fight at this point. I am really looking forward to seeing how Magnus handles this. Rook d7, because he's dominating the 7th rank now. White has lost a pawn, but the rook on the 7th almost is fully compensation for the loss of the pawn. Okay. Okay, bye-bye. I'll see you when you get back. Okay, 0 takes. Okay, rook b4. Rook c2. And rook to e8. With trying to infiltrate around. Rook c d2. Van doubles the rooks, but perhaps better was knight a5. Bishop, rook to b5. Knight c4. Rook e7. cd2. Rotates d. Rotates d. And then g5. b3. It is not easy to do anything with black's extra pawn here. Bishop e7 is an interesting move here, because what you're going to be doing is trying to set it up there. Carlsen does not want to allow Van to pin his bishop. He judges that 2 rooks can't do much damage on the 7th. So rook e5. White would probably play rook d8. And or he could play knight c2, c1, or knight d4, and this would give compensation for the loss of the pawn. So rook c7. It's going to try to double up f6. Rook d7. So now he's either trying to win one of these pawns. b6. Exclam. Magnus keeps his pawns connected. So he could play a6 here. Rotates b7. Rotates, oops, that was a pawn slip on my part. Takes, rotates, rook e2, and then g5, exclam, queen takes, knight d4. And white has counterplay according to this one engine. So let's see if rook e2. Oops, not rook e7, sorry. Rook e2. Knight c1. Exclam. Rook c2. d3. Rook d4. Well, if you're wondering why taking was out of the question, hello. This would actually be a double question mark blunder. Rook d4. Rook takes b7. Rook d2. Knight c5. And takes. Oops. And now there's also knight takes d7. Bishop h4. There's bishop takes that too. So we're gonna look at bishop h4 first. King f3. Rook takes check. King e3. White has enough compensation for the pawn. Rook h2. Rook b8 check. King h7. Then g5. White will give perpetual check. So we're going to look at b2 now. Oh, if you're wondering about the perpetual check, he would, if he takes here, this is what we're talking about. After takes, he can actually come over here, and then the idea is basically check, comes back, and okay, there we go. So b takes, check, king h, and f8 check, king h6, a5, b7, rook a5, rook takes, bishop d4, and knight e6. White has enough activity to merit what he what's going on. Okay. Let me get a sip here. Rook takes a7, and then g5 exclam. Okay, let's see here. Rook f8, d6, rook b8, c5, rook b7. White plays on the queen side just in time. Just in time. Rook d2. Surprisingly, white can take on f7, and it becomes an exclam. c1, rook d2, f d7, rook takes, rook takes, rook takes, knight d3, rook e2, knight b4, c5, rook b2, and knight d5, bishop d4, and then a4. White's pieces stand well enough to hold in balance, so like if that happened, it could come in here and then you just come back. So really interesting, let's just say. c5, rook a6 was a mistake here. It's too slow. Too slow. Rook c2 is a much better play. It actually gets an exclam mark because you're playing against both pawns at this point. And if c4, knight d2, b5, then rook b7. Now white is doing fine, but black can add pressure. So if g6 here, or e5, or rook to e6, that could be played by black. This would add a little pressure for black. c4 exclam at this point. Just as in his early years, Magnus makes only limited preparation and acts quickly. When he was young, he did this. Now he does it naturally, which is a beautiful move. Rook e6 is oops. Rook e6 is too slow because rook c2 and g6, knight d2, and now there's nothing. Black lost all of their initiative. This move right here takes it back. Knight d4, and then bishop takes the knight. Giving up the bishop allows Carlsen to seize the second rank and basically the game. If rook d8, a3, knight b5, knight takes b5, rook takes d2, rook takes b6, rook takes b2, a4, rook a2, rook c6, rook takes a, and now after this there's actually 2 lines. There's c8 check and knight d6. So we'll do c8 first, check. King h7, c6, knight or bishop e3, e5, knight d6, bishop takes, rook takes, rook a2, rook c6, and rook c2, and white has good drawing chances here. So let's take a look at d6 now. Knight d6, c3, king f3, bishop b5, knight c4, bishop d4, knight d6, rook a2, king e4, bishop f6, and king e3. White is likely to get away with all this, but why risk it when you can just trade and get the 7th right away? Takes. Rook d7 for white. There's an exclam move here. And also tries to double his rooks. White probably has no time to take on c4. Because if white took on c4, the rooks would actually come under pressure. King g3 takes. Takes b6. Maybe that's what he was talking about. G2 check. King f3. Queen f2. King e4. F4 check. King d5, d3. King d5. Rook d2 check. c5. Well, I guess not. I guess he did. This we did take. Then here, 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 there. C5. It takes A2. And black is likely to win. C3, A7, Rook F8, Rook C, or Rook D, C7. Rook A, D7, C2, A4, Rook A2, Rook E7, B5, Ace Glam, and A takes B. Rook A7 is a double Ace Glam here. B6. B takes there. Queen F4. D4, Rook D4, E8, DD7, Rook E1, Rook D2, it's weird. Rook C1. Hold on, let me make sure. Let me just turn the board really quick so that I can make sure that I have all the pieces moved properly. Yep. So this is right. Huh. Make sure I have this right. Oh, I know what my problem was. There we go. This is where it picks up. I am so sorry. I had it put to the wrong spot. Rook d4. I knew there was something that was not right here. Rook e1. d2. c1. e2. Rotates a4. Rotates, and then rook b4. Black has winning chances here, so that's good. Okay. c2. Let me see here. c2. King g3. That was a mistake. This king move loses, as it often is advised in a rook endgame. The weaker side, white, would reduce the number of pawns. So potentially a4 here, exclam, to reduce the pawn count would have been wiser. g6, excuse me, a5, b takes, rotates a5, rook d8, rotates g5, exclam, rook d2, king g3. Now at this point would have been an exclam move. A little too late, but hey, never too late, right? Let's see here. I want to make sure I have this right. So a4, h7, there we go. a5. Let's see here. So b takes, rook takes. Oh, I gotcha. Rook takes f2, gotcha. b5, rook b5. Rook g2, king f3, rook a2, rook a5, rook takes a5, king takes a5, King takes G5 or G2. Rook A2, King F6 or F3. White holds at this point. So this is a holding position. So let's move on. What we'll do is we'll go through the 4 moves and then we'll go back to the sublines. So I'll show you so we don't break up our thoughts. Rook D8. Rook takes F7. Mistake here. Rook D3. Exclam, check. This is like, whoa. When all the everything's starting to come down, it's like, whoa. Queen takes, check. And White can't regroup himself, and he missed a couple double checks. So let's go back now, and then we'll after this move here. White had actually a better move here. King G2. That's good to hear. And so that's King G2, King H7, Rook C3, Rook D2, Rook takes, King G8 with tempo, exclam. If Rook A7, there's also, where's B? Rook F3, so we're gonna do A7 first. Okay. Rook takes here. King G3. D2, Rook C8 check, King H, King F3, and then B5, and that wins. So now we're going to go over FF3. Rook takes A2, Rook C8 check, King H7 of course. You gotta hide your king so you can queen. F D, Rook to D. Let me see, what is it? Oh, F7. Sorry, Rook F7. Rook D8. Rook C3. Rook D1. Rook F2, C7, Rook D2 threatens to take on F2. Rook F7. Oops, sorry, Rook F7. That's what I mean. King G8. Exclam. This is with tempo. FF2 or FF3, and then B5 exclam, because we're gonna actually soon connect up the rooks. C8 check, and then he just goes H F7 again, and Rook D8, D8, CC7. Rook A7. That'd be a mistake. So the proper continuation, rather than the D8 one, which is actually dubious, the best continuation is Rook rook a8 is an exclam here. Oops. Rook a8 is an exclam here. Oops, I have to turn the board. Sorry about that. And it wins because of rook cc7, rook to h8, exclam at this point, and wins because if rook takes, then you can actually, oops, not play there, sorry, clicked the wrong thing. This can actually be played because if rook takes, then the king takes, and you've won a rook. So all that good stuff. All right, we'll do. Let's see how we're doing for time. Perfect. We'll do some puzzles now. One sec. Let me get everything set up. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'll be right back. Board editor, I'll do 6, then I gotta log off for the night. I'll do a little bit more. I'll add the Morphe one tomorrow. I know we're all getting a little, I'm a little tired, and I know all y'all are probably a little tired as well. And probably it's almost bedtime for most of you. And yeah, I know you have important stuff for the days the next day to come. So rest is always important. Always got to get enough rest, just in case you have to study for anything tomorrow. You have to be ready, prepared, rested, and ready to roll. And studied up, of course, always. That's the first thing you need to keep in mind, is that get enough studies in before bed so you can get ready for your test. If you guys have any. I find that helps with my chess studies, if I get good rest. Alright, white to play. I think this is right. We'll find out. Okay, white to move. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? So check, takes, and then knight g4 is mate. I'll do 5 more. Let's do it to it. Let's rock and you roll. Okay, if you say check here. Oops, sorry, wrong. That's the wrong check. There. It's mate. We're going to be doing, I just gave you guys a second to look. Here we go. We're going to do 4 more, and then I will say do 2. Okay, let's get it moving on this. Moving and a grooving. There. Bishop's here. Queen's there. Pawn is here. There. Okay. If you were thinking a6, you're right. a6, because after takes, the pawn goes to b5 and you have mate. Gotta love the tactical puzzles, especially when there's mates. When they're mated, you can mate with pawns. That's fun. All right, mate in 2. Okay, if you said knight f6 check, bishop takes, forced, checkmate. If the king moves here, then you have mate. So either way, it's checkmate. Okay, 2 more, my friends. 2 more wonderful puzzles. Oh, whoa. A little pawn happy there. Wow, it's too bad. One move, if it was black to move, white would be mated. Now that it's white to move, I will let you give a second to take a look at it. Alright, if you said takes, rook takes is mate. Congrats on that. 1 more. So the last one, and then I gotta log. And I know you had you all have to log for bed too. Our studies, whatever it works, so that you can get some of the on your tests done and be prepared if you have tests in the morning. But rest is vital. Okay, let's see here. Rook check, pawn takes, and then queen to g5. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so if you don't have any questions, yep, that's right, study then rest. Okay, I'll say, I want to thank you all for logging on, thank you for participating, and thank you for always being a chess cruncher. Remember, if you have work you gotta do it. And then always remember to get enough rest, and never have Discord. If you don't, that's a joke. I always think about if you that's kind of like a mess of sound and stuff. So we have to always remember though that the Lord is the center of Chess Cruncher TV. That's what we have to do. We got to also remember chesses too. See, the Lord has given me a gift to be able to teach, and I want to teach and bring it to you what my Grandmaster teacher taught me. And so the whole thing is, when you take what you know and then you apply it, and then you can write it down, and you're ready, and you know that you're ready, and you got to put away all the fear and doubt that you can't do it, because I know you can do it. So when you sit down and do either over the board or a test, and it may be like an essay or something that you have to write down, always remember to what you studied and all the time you put in on it, so that when you sit down and do it, you'll have confidence. And always remember to bring the Lord and the Holy Spirit in there, even if you sometimes have to, for a second just say a prayer. That's important too. So sometimes I do that, like when I start getting a little worried about stuff, I'll just stop for a second, close my eyes, and say a prayer, and that really helps. But one thing you have to do, and the main thing as well, that I think you should do, is take what Yasser Seirawan said. The small step. Every long journey begins with one small step. So the small step may be just every day coming on and doing participating on Chess Cruncher TV. You're more than welcome to do that. If you like what you see, subscribe, or not subscribe, click follow as well, and then you can join us. But it all comes down to this, my friends. You have to do the Chess Cruncher motto, Team Chess Cruncher motto. Hanging up your coats, hanging up your hats, sitting down and studying when most won't, Chess Cruncher does. That makes all the difference. As Wesley So says to Lord Jesus, as I say, God bless, and I'll see you next time on Chess Cruncher TV. Have a blessed morning, afternoon, evening, and Lord willing, I'll be back on tomorrow. And I'll see all you in GBX Gamer 2, and that'll be fun. All the team will be on, and then we get to talk then. Okay, so remember what Hannibal Smith said though. Forcing moves are vital. There are forcing moves, like forcing words and stuff. and all that, that you know what, it's all based on forcing moves. It's issues and facts and all that, and arguments as well, are all forcing. So that's the one thing you have to keep in mind. But 2 thumbs up, hoorah, be blessed. Get some rest, get some study, have fun, and do your best tomorrow. So, and always remember and to receive the Lord Jesus, ask the Holy Spirit into your life and Him too, and keep pushing forward and having fun in chess. So be blessed, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hoorah, 2 thumbs up. Go Team Chess Cruncher. Bye-bye.